Welcome back to MCC Connects. Joining me now is Jeffrey Tejada and Lauren Ellis, both Assistant Directors of Admissions at Middlesex Community College. Thank you both for joining me. So Jeff, if you'd like to start, how did you end up at Middlesex Community College and how long have you been with us? Give us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I've been at Middlesex for the past 5 years, and it's been a wonderful time for the past 5 years. Before that, I worked in DSS, the Department of Social Services. And I knew then that part of my passion was working with people, working with students, working with juveniles and adolescents, and helping them kind of move throughout their lives and their careers and find a better place as to where they are right now. And so it was a natural transition for me to move into higher ed because it allowed me to stay connected with families, connected with students and adolescents, but the work was so much more positive. So it's been great, and we're always excited about some of the different opportunities we're offering students through our admissions office.
And Lauren Ellis, how did you come to Middlesex Community College?
Well, I started out actually at Northeastern as a resident director. So I did that for a while, about 7 years. So that was a great experience. So great way to transition into admissions. And I started out working with high school students. So I've landed, and this is great.
Well, welcome to both of you. So you're here today to talk about returning adult students. And I've heard many people say, I'm too old to go back to school. So what do you say to the folks that say I'm too old to go back to school?
I say absolutely not. I say that's ridiculous. You always can come back to school. The Middlesex is committed to lifelong learners. We're welcoming students from all different backgrounds and all different educational experiences. One of the keys that we talk about is emphasizing to our adult students that over half of our student population are adults. And they're coming during the day, they're coming at night, they're coming on weekends, they're taking courses online. So we're very flexible, very accommodating, and we fit our schedule around adult students' needs. So they absolutely will feel right in place because they'll look around and see faces just like them. So that's what I would tell someone that's thinking about coming back as an adult.
Lauren, what about the folks who put their education or themselves, their careers on hold because of family? What do you say to them? What do you think that do you think they could still pursue a degree or pursue college even with a family?
I do. I think it's definitely possible. We have a lot of programs that cater to those students who have a family or are working adults and need to get back to school. So we've got many different supports in place for those students. So it's a great way to enter. You are able to work with your family and you're able to set goals. So it's a stepping stone.
What are some of the unique programs that we do offer at Middlesex Community College, Jeff?
Well, we have different programs to accommodate our adult students. I mean, from professional degrees like rad tech, sonography, nursing, dental hygiene. A lot of those degrees really draw our adult students because they're professional degrees. They spend a small amount of time at the programs and then they have a career for the next 20, 30, 40 years.
But something like dental hygiene, is that a full-time, intense commitment?
Absolutely. I mean, they need to know that coming in, but that's where our academic advisors are there for, to really let them know the type of program they're getting involved in. But we also have other programs that are more flexible and accommodating for our adult students. From our online programs, like our business program you can get online. There's our criminal justice program is online right now. Some of our other liberal arts and science degrees are online. But also we have accelerated business program. Our early childhood ed program is very accommodating to our adult population. And I know Lauren oversees some of our health academy programs that are very, very flexible.
The Academy of Health Professions, they're all short-term certificate programs, 27 weeks in length, so about 6 months in the areas of nurse assistant, medical reception, phlebotomy, to name a few, and actually a new one, clinical laboratory assistant. That one is about 36 weeks, and that's actually starting in about 2 weeks.
What about financing these degrees or even these certificates? Is there financial aid for a certificate program?
There is financial aid for adult students, financial aid for some of our certificate programs and our associate degree programs. A lot of our adults, they're concerned with their children and they think about their children's financial needs, but they rarely think about, what about financing their own education. So for some reason, they think they may not be eligible, but they absolutely are. It starts with the FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid. It's an online application now, so you have to go to FAFSA.gov to start that process. And it's a profile sheet that you fill out. You list the schools that you're interested in attending. Obviously, you would list Middlesex amongst them if that's one of the schools you're thinking about. And then the federal government gives you a report and sends it to Middlesex. And it's basically an assessment of that student's need and the aid they're going to be eligible for. But yeah, there's scholarships, there's grants, there are state dollars that are in place, some are federal dollars. There's some loans that they could be eligible for as well. So the key is to fill that application out early. May 1st is the priority deadline to get the FAFSA piece done.
Can they fill it out anytime?
Absolutely, anytime between now and May 1st. Honestly, though, they're going to need their financial statements, their tax forms to be filled out. So an ideal time to do it is after they've done their tax forms, after January.
Okay. Do we have any special programs for students who want to go on to the 4-year, adult returning students? Do they get some of the same benefits offered after they leave Middlesex if they wanted to go on to a 4-year degree?
Oh yeah, they can definitely transfer. A lot of our programs are designated the transfer option.
Okay.
So it's seamless. You don't have to think about the coursework. It's already going to transfer to many, if not all, of the state universities.
Before we close, I know we want to talk about this January. There will be 2 Finish Your Degree events. What can attendees expect? First, what is a Finish Your Degree?
The idea is we know there's folks out there that, again, have their families and their work lives, and they've started taking college coursework, and we want to help them take that coursework and match it up with an associate degree, so if they do want to go on to get their bachelor's, they're now in a position to do so. At the events, we'll be able to admit students, give them applications, assist them in filling them out if they need that. In addition, if they've got transcripts and other college work, we'll be able to look at those transcripts and identify what courses we'd accept as transfer credit and how close they are to finishing their degree.
Absolutely.
Get them registered in some courses too for our spring semester.
So you have 2 different events coming up.
That's right.
In January?
We do.
One's in Bedford, one's on our Lowell campus. The Bedford one is on January 8th.
Yep, January 8th.
And our Lowell one's on January 9th. We did something similar to it in the summer, and it was very successful. It wasn't geared to adults, but it was so good that we said, now let's try to gear one specific to adults, because we know that some of our adult students are reluctant to get started. They don't know where to start in the process. It can get overwhelming. So this is something where they can do pretty much, it's one stop. You can come in, get started in terms of registering, just applying. Let us look at your transcripts. We can take a look to see, a lot of students don't recognize, even though their courses are from 5, 10, 12 years ago, we'll accept the college credit. There's no limit.
So we always thought, oh, after 7 years, the courses aren't good anymore.
No.
Oh, they're good. They're still good.
Really?
The only exception is our science courses. Any science has to be within the last 5 years, and naturally that's because of the improvements and advancements and enhancements in the sciences. So anything like English, math, social science, criminal justice courses, all of that can be awarded, and there's no time requirement behind it. So we'll take a look, we'll see what fits, and a lot of students will be surprised. A good amount of courses will fit in towards their degree.
Well, Jeffrey Tejada and Lauren Ellis, both from the admissions office at Middlesex Community College, thank you so much for spending the time with me today.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
We're going to take a short break. Please stay tuned.